So in case of phase modulation, indirectly we will have frequency modulation also, but we'll see what is the definition of phase modulation. S of t AC cos 2 pi fct plus kp into m of t. Now it is very simple. Instead of kf, I am using kp. Instead of using integration, simply I am putting message signal. Why? Because directly we have to change the phase, where kp is the phase sensitivity of the PM modulator. This is the phase sensitivity. This is the phase sensitivity. The unit of this one is radian per volt. The unit of this one is radian per volt. That means phase means the unit is, what is the okay, the phase means variation in the angle. Angle, the unit of angle is radian. Unit of angle is radian. That means how much extra radian you are adding per unit change in the message signal, per unit, per volt change in the message signal. That is the concept of kp. That is the concept of kp. So for every 1 volt change, I will be adding kp. If it is 2, m is 2, I will be adding 2 kp with the existing phase. Already it is having some phase. Along with that, I am adding some new phase. This is the new phase. This phase is the function of time. Again, this phase is the function of time. I can rewrite the equation like this. Say S of t AC cos 2 pi fct. Already say, for example, it is defining some or theta t. I am adding some new phase. New phase, now it is the function of instantaneous phase. Now it is the function of time. This del of theta only I am mentioning like kp into m of t. Already some phase is there. Along with that, I am adding new phase, but that new phase is function of message signal. Function of message signal. That is the concept of phase modulation. Phase modulation means what? Varying the phase of the carrier with respect to the message signal. Already the phase will be varying. That we can easily detect, because whenever the signal is, the time is going in the forward manner, definitely phase will be varying. This is predictable. This is predictable, but this is unpredictable. But it actually depends on m of t. It actually depends on m of t. So that is the concept of phase modulation. So now we will be adding some extra phase along with the existing phase, but that extra phase is the function of time. That extra phase is the function of time. Okay, so kp into m of t. Now we'll take m of t for single tone message signal. M of t is am cos 2 pi fmt. Am cos 2 pi fmt. Then finally we'll get s of t is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct kp into am cos 2 pi fmt. So in the exam, how to differentiate this? Okay, see, both are, even that FM system is also starting with like this, AC cos 2 pi fct, but here inside the FM, finally, instead of cos, you will have sine, finally. But here, only you will have cos, because here there is no integration. Okay, there is no integration. So like this, you have to remember. In the exam, they will ask, they will give the values. Finally, they will ask whether this is representing F1 signal or PM signal. So you have to be very careful. If it is cos, that will denote PM signal. If it is cos inside sine means that will denote FM signal. So now this Kp into AM, we will define beta. That is, here beta is the phase modulation index. Beta is equal to Kp into AM. Here beta is equal to Kp into AM. Again, further we can modify this equation. S of t is equal to AC cos 2 pi fct plus beta cos 2 pi fmt. So now you have to compare this beta for phase modulation is Kp into AM, but beta for frequency modulation is Kf AM divided by FM. So in the exam they will ask, in case of frequency modulation, the modulation index is inversely proportional to the message signal frequency, but whereas in the phase modulation, the modulation index is independent of message signal frequency. Here note here is This is independent of message signal frequency. Independent of message signal frequency. ஸோ அவ்வளோதான். இதை நம்ம எதுவும் ஃப்ரீக்வன்சி ஸ்பெக்ட்ரம் இதெல்லாம் வந்து எதுவும் கண்டுபிடிக்க மாட்டோம். மோஸ்ட்லி இந்த எக்ஸாம் ஆல்சோ தே வில் ஆஸ்க் அப் டு திஸ் பாயிண்ட் ஒன்லி. தென் நெக்ஸ்ட் we will try to have say I am having frequency modulation. Next our aim is we are having PM modulator. I am having some message signal, but ultimately I have to get FM signal. How to get? Or otherwise in the opposite manner, I am having FM modulator, but ultimately I need PM signal, phase modulated signal. Here also I am having M of t. Then what I have to do? The scenario is somewhat opposite. Okay, I am having phase modulator, but finally I need FM signal. Here in the second case I am having frequency modulator, but finally I need phase modulation. That means what I have to do? What modification, what mathematical modification I have to do this message signal before passing through the particular modulator, so that I will get opposite modulator signal. I will get opposite modulator signal. That is the concept here. So if you carefully observe, very simple. If I am having message signal M of t, I am passing through a new block, say integrator. Separately I am using integrator. Once if I pass through integrator, I will form integration of M of t that I am giving to phase modulator. The phase modulator does not know anything. Whatever the signal comes, okay, it will simply phase modulate. But finally, already I applied integrator, so definitely the output of this phase modulator will be FM signal only. Why? Because already I applied integration. So you can compare the FM equation. Okay, so you do the integration before applying PM modulator, then after integration you just apply PM modulator. Finally the equation will be FM signal. And then similarly, if I am having M of t, I will apply differentiation operation, then you pass it through FM. That FM will have its own integration. That integration and differentiation will cancel each other. Finally I will get a PM signal. Finally I will get PM signal. So like this kind of question also may be asked sometime in the exam. அதாவது உங்ககிட்ட பிஎம் மாடுலேட்டர் இருக்கு, ஃபைனலா எஃப்எம் சிக்னல் வரும். அப்ப என்ன பண்ணணும்? ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இன்டகிரேஷன் பண்ணணும். இல்ல எஃப்எம் சிஸ்டம் இருக்கு ஆனா பிஎம் சிக்னல் வேணும்னா முன்னாடியே என்ன பண்ணணும்னா டிஃபரன்சியேஷன் பண்ணணும். ஸோ இட் இஸ் வெரி சிம்பிள். ஜஸ்ட் யூ ஹேவ் டு ரிமெம்பர் தி டூ ஈக்குவேஷன்ஸ். ரிமெம்பர் பண்ணீங்கன்னா என்ன பண்ணா வரும்ன்றத நீங்களே யோசிச்சு வந்து போட்டுடலாம். ஸோ நெக்ஸ்ட், வாட் ஆர் ஆல் த ப்ராக்டிக்கல் டெக்னிக்ஸ் ஃபார் த ஜென்ரேஷன் ஆஃப் எஃப்எம் சிஸ்டம்? இப்போ இவ்வளவு நேரம் நம்ம பார்த்தது எல்லாமே எஃப்எம் உடைய மேத்தமெட்டிக்கல் கான்செப்ட், அதனுடைய மாடுலேஷன் இண்டெக்ஸ், அதுக்கப்புறம் பீட்டா வந்து லெஸ்ஸரா இருந்தா என்னது நேரோ பேண்ட் எஃப்எம், கிரேட்டரா இருந்தா என்னது வைட் பேண்ட் எஃப்எம். தென் வி ஹவ் டேக்கன் த ப்ராக்டிக்கல் எஃப்எம் கேஸ். ஓகே, ப்ராக்டிக்கல் எஃப்எம் கேஸ் எடுத்து அதுக்கு என்ன பேண்ட் வித் வரும் இதெல்லாமும் பார்த்தோம். அடுத்தது ஃபைனலா வந்து ஃபேஸ் மாடுலேஷன் வந்து பார்த்தோம். தென் வி ஹவ் கம்பேர்ட் த மாடுலேஷன் இண்டெக்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபேஸ் மாடுலேஷன். ஃபைனலா வந்து வாட் இஸ் த ஜென்ரேஷன், ஆக்சுவல் ஜென்ரேஷன் டெக்னிக்ஸ் ஆஃப் FM signal. Just I will note down the techniques alone. Okay, ரொம்ப டீடைலா வந்து நம்ம போக மாட்டோம். ஒவ்வொரு டெக்னிக்கும் டீடைலா போறது இருக்கு, பட் will not go in detail. Just to techniques I will mention.